fabulous Casa Calabria in the Ocean Manor Hotel on the Galt Ocean Mile.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon again, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you either live or on Memorex from the new Arabian Nights on Las Olas Boulevard with our man Frank Talarico, who's one of the partner backers here, along with proprietor Zena, who opened this place. Well, I'm going to have an introduction, have her introduce herself, talk a little bit about how this came to be. And of course, we got Jeff Defo the Forest. How you doing today?
Just made it. The bridge, of course, went up the minute I got there, and dodging traffic. I had to hit the last race at Gulfstream, of course, and that set me off with limited time to get here. But always great to be in a company of beautiful young ladies, and of course, the great Frank Talarico.
Well, Frank, thank you so much for having us out here, as well as Zena. But I guess, guess we'll start with Zena.
Well, I just want to say I appreciate you guys coming out, and I know how you guys appreciate great food. I mean, you've done that at Casa Calabria and the Tiki Bar, and I know that Mike's been here, and I've tried the food and said, Frank, I have to come out and do a show here. I loved what I tasted. I want everyone else to know about it. And, as being part of Piazza, but its own identity, we're here with Zena, my partner, and her mother, who's in the kitchen. I mean, cooking the most amazing Middle Eastern food you will ever try. Everything is made from scratch, homemade. These are their family recipes. I was like hitting a gold mine when I found Zena and her mother, Lena, to come here and help me out. And so we're happy to be here, and we're going to make this one of the top Middle Eastern restaurants in all of Florida.
Well, the thing is, first of all, Zena, welcome to the Lunchbox. Thank you so much for having us out here. Just explain a little bit about your background and food, and how things are going here at Arabian Nights.
So it's an honor to be partners with Frank, obviously, because you're very successful in the restaurant industry. And it's an honor to have this opportunity to do this. And I'm originally Syrian. My parents are both Syrian, and I was raised in Saudi Arabia. So I have an Arabic background. So for me, it all comes very easy, and the menu is very simple to put together. And it's a mix of, I would say, very authentic and modern Arabic food. And it's a definite must try. And I hope, we get the amount of people that like to come try. And
And what I like is that it brings a little bit more diversity to the boulevard. I mean, Las Olas, let's face it, for a while there, it seemed like it was nothing but steakhouses and, some chains. And no offense, Frankie, but a lot of Italian restaurants. Yeah. But, me as a critic, I always like to see, some more options and choices. And when I came in here and you graciously invited me in on one of the opening nights, and I was just blown away by all the different mezes and the different, home recipes that you could really feel the home cooking and the soul in it. Can you just talk a little bit about, I guess it's you and your mom that are doing it, along with some other family members are helping you out?
Yeah. So it's a family business, I would say. Me and my mom are the two that came up with the recipes and all the food that goes out. So, yeah.
And I guess for people who don't know much about Mediterranean food or Middle Eastern, what are some of the basics? And I guess a lot of people are familiar with the hummus.
They're familiar with exactly, like the dips, the hummus. I would say the baba ganoush is a little bit of a twist on hummus because it's like, the same ingredients except instead of chickpeas, it's eggplant.
I like eggplant better. So
yeah.
And I sampled that evening I was in here, and it was delicious. And I think I see your mom all over there, and she's going to join us in a later segment after we get some of that delicious food out here. How's it been going? And I guess, what are the hours here? And is it more of like, also you got like a bar, nightclub, hookah bar?
Right. It's more of a night vibe here. We don't really do lunch. We start at 5 p.m., right?
Yeah, so we start at 5 p.m. and we go on till sometimes 1 a.m. in the morning with the hookahs out on the terrace and the music. You know, a certain time we switch over to the DJ that's playing at Piazza, but during the dinner hours from 5 to 10 or 11, it's a almost like a South Beach Arab music. It's very chill and good and vibes, and you know everybody loves it. Once they sit in this room, they don't want to leave.
Well,
That's
and you mentioned chill, and I know Defo here is one of the most chill cats I've ever met. And
Give me that hookah.
right, bring on the hookah and stuff it
My own
with
stuff I can put in
some
there.
some of the tobacco that
Yes.
Defo likes. But yeah, how does that work in terms of the hookah? It's different flavorings that people buy pack. How does that work, Zena?
So it's just different flavorings. Like if you're familiar with hookah, it's tobacco, and it has like a fruity flavor. And sometimes it's mint, sometimes it's fruit mixed with mint. You can mix a bunch of different flavors. We have over, I would say, 15 different flavors.
And that's on the outskirts here, so it's more like an outdoor thing.
It's more of an outdoor thing. Like I push people to do it more outdoors, but when it becomes like 10, 11, the crowd changes and they don't really mind when it's
Is it a
indoors.
smoky thing, or is it more like the vape where it just kind of disappears?
It's like a vape, yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
would say it's like a giant vape.
and it actually smells great. I mean, you know, like
does
cigars
smell really
bother me,
good.
cigarettes really bother me,
Ugh.
but for hookahs or vapes, you know, you smell like strawberry scent
Yeah.
and it doesn't bother me at all. And you don't even like, you know, you don't get annoyed by it.
No.
And it's a great vibe with the restaurant and the music and everything. And you know, it's just getting busier and busier every single weekend. We've had parties of 25 people, and I find that most of our customers that love this place are Middle Eastern.
Mhm.
And you know, if Middle Eastern come to eat at a Middle Eastern restaurant, it's like the Italians coming to Casa Calabria, and they love it. Like they're like, "Oh my God, I'm from Syria
Yeah.
or I'm from Lebanon. This food's so good. It's amazing. We're so glad that you're here." And these are people born
Right.
in Middle Eastern
The
countries. so-
word authentic gets tossed around a lot on that Let's Eat South Florida
you
group.
get very upset when
No,
you
I
say
don't
that
get
word.
upset. I mean, there is truly authentic food, and people can taste it. It has the proper levels of spicing and the herbs and this and that. And like you said, when you see people of a particular region coming in and enjoying the food, you know that it's legit.
Well,
Especially when they come back.
yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
Definitely when they come back.
That's always a good sign when they
Yeah.
are repeat
Well,
customers.
a lot of
Yeah.
people will say, Frank, what do you know about Arabic food? You're Italian. Well, a lot of people don't know. I grew up in Dearborn, Michigan. Dearborn, Michigan is the #1 Middle East population in the world outside of the Middle East.
Right.
It's concentrated. I think there's 80,000 Lebanese people
Yeah.
there. And I grew up on Middle Eastern food. It was my favorite. And it was the only thing I could afford as a young kid to go out and eat because everything else was a little bit more expensive. So I was able to acquire an amazing palate for Middle Eastern food. And how this all began is when I met Zena here maybe 4 or 5 years ago at Piazza. She had told me that she had her own Middle Eastern restaurant in Wilton Manors, and it was called, what was it
Pita
called?
Pride.
Pita
Pita
Pride,
Pride.
yes. And she started bringing food, her and her mom, for me to try.
Mm.
And when I first had her mother's Lubie and Zena's hummus and the baba ganoush, I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like being back in Dearborn, Michigan with the homemade Arabic food. I have not found this in South Florida yet. And they just, once every month or every couple of weeks, her mom would cook and they would bring food here, either to Casa Calabria or Piazza because they knew I think they were enticing me to open up a restaurant, which worked, by the way.
Auditioning.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, what was that experience like? You were telling me it was kind of a very kind of small, fast casual place on
Right.
Wilton Drive, and that you were doing pretty well until this little virus came along, and then the whole pandemic kind of knocked things awry, or just what just describe the whole experience of Pita Pride.
Yeah, it was totally different than like here. Here's like fine dining. You sit down, you order with the waitress or waiter, and you order drinks, whatever. Over there, I would say it's more like you said, fast casual. So like more like I would say like a
Chipotle, but
right,
with hummus
Chipotle,
instead of
right, Chipotle.
guacamole. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, we had like more pitas. We don't actually even serve sandwiches here. So like here it's more like platters and sit down. Like you can have a branzino here. Over there, obviously, no. We had
Yeah,
shrimp
it's more of
kebab bowls
a
and
full-scale dining experience, but it's not stuffy or anything like that.
Exactly.
Although this is a really lovely, pointed room that has a great glass-blown chandelier here.
Yeah.
It's a great place for parties. You want to have a celebration, I imagine. Yes.
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 And we've had a few of those already, birthday parties, anniversaries, and people love this room.
Well,
And they love the food.
When you're
Yeah.
Frank Talarico, every night's a party.
And it comes with a
and-
reputation.
Yeah, no, but and of course you still have you've got Piazza Italia and now Arabian Nights in conjunction with Zena and Lena here on Las Olas Boulevard, and you've still got the mothership, the Ocean Manor Resort called Ocean Mile with Casa Calabria and the fabulous Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar. How are things going up there?
Things are amazing there now. Casa Calabria has never been as good as it is today. We have finally, honed in. We are in, a zone over there at Casa Calabria. The food is just
It's really
perfect.
I mean,
every
the
single
kids
time.
use the word on fleek, on point. I mean, every time I've been in there, 6 months, the last 6 months, I mean, everything there has got the pastas, when he does the whole fish and he carves them up table side there. The chef is he's incredible. And of course the antipasta platters. So again, that is one of the better Italian experiences you can have around town. And everybody, if you haven't been up there, go check it out, because it's incredibly good. It's highly rated on all the review platforms for good reason. I gave it a stellar review back in my
when we first opened back,
critic days.
We were
Yeah,
still
that's
in
when
our
he was
beginning
highly
stages,
critical.
and he was very critical,
very critical,
and we
very
still
good.
had a great
Yeah,
review from the
He had
great
to find
Mike Mayo.
something negative. It's underrated though. The breakfast at the Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar.
There you go.
Breakfast right there on the beach, and there are other places where you can go have breakfast that are on the beach. And largely, I would say on the I don't want to apply the word rip off, but very pricey. Let's put it that way. By comparison to Bamboo Beach, where you get the genuine article, and you're right there, like steps from the ocean. It's great.
Here's the play. Okay, do a staycation. Get yourself a room at Ocean Manor. Go hang out for breakfast and lunch, and by the pool for the Bamboo Beach Tiki Bar. Then at night, one night, come out to the boulevard here and check out Arabian Nights if it's a weekend night, and you'll have some of the greatest in Mediterranean, Middle Eastern cuisine. And then the next night, go to Casa Calabria.
So you know what I like to emulate, because people have dinner at Casa Calabria, right? And then as it starts winding down, you go to Tiki Bar.
Right.
Now, here on Las Olas, here on the boulevard, people can come have dinner at Arabian Nights and just enjoy themselves. And as this starts calming down, you don't even have to take 2 steps, and you're at Piazza, partying away, having a great time, dancing, and enjoying your night till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So you can do 2 things.
And you got the Hookah Lounge going
and
also
you got the
till
hookah if you
midnight or 1.
As late as Piazza's open.
Wouldn't be the first time that you stopped by with a hookah before you went back to the hotel either.
No.
So
I had to throw that.
No,
the hookahs are
resist. Hookah.
Hookah.
Zena, let's talk about the kitchen here. It's serving. Does the food go late also besides the bar and the hookah action?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, we serve food till like 12.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, midnight's hard to find dinner.
There you
Great
go.
dinner at midnight.
Yeah, no, that's
not getting a Branzino anywhere. At
always getting people on the Let's Eat group wondering, oh, I got somebody that just landed at the airport at 10 o'clock. Where do you go to eat? And this would be a fine choice for some late night dining. And again, as you mentioned, it's not the grab and go bowls. It's not the pita sandwiches. You've got things here. Let me read some of you got the kebab platters here, like a chicken kofta kebab, a shrimp kebab, filet beef kebab. That's some high-end beef there that's grilled on the skewers, served with Mediterranean rice and tahini sauce. Can you explain what is tahini sauce for people who don't know?
So it's made of sesame paste, lemon juice, salt, and water. Literally, it's that simple, and it just comes out so good.
Now, don't give them the secret recipe, though.
Yeah.
The extra ingredients
There's a
that you
little-
put
Well,
in, then they
obviously,
can't get in.
There's more to it.
Family recipes, but it is.
No, but it's
elegant
it's
in its
sesame
simplicity because it makes
sesame
things
butter
zing
based,
and
yeah.
sing.
You've been coming up with a lot of good stuff like that lately.
Yeah, I'm
Elegant
a
in its
writer.
simplicity. Yes.
Yeah, I
You
was
would
a
have thought
writer.
you would have made a decent food critic, Frank.
Yeah,
back in the day.
possibly.
Yeah.
Well, I tend to eat okay. I eat well. Actually, I eat very well, and as you can
Wait,
see, and
how are we doing on the under-over bet that we start?
Yeah, it's not
It's
going
destroyed.
well. You would imagine. Yeah.
We're not
Well,
talking
no,
about it
okay.
right now.
We
It's
keep
not.
having to raise the bar.
It's June. Lubie's on the shouting that I've been to 19 restaurants in the last 7 days, actually 8 days. So, my hopes of reaching 199 by June 17th become laughable. But what am I going to do? I'm going around all these great places.
This is the life we've been
I'm
dealt.
hanging out
Yeah.
with people like
199
Frank
is,
and
not in the
Zena.
stars, yeah.
And Lena's in the kitchen. She's going to be cooking up some things that we're going to get out here in a minute and start sampling some of the delicious bites here.
What
Again,
do you think, Zena? Can he do it? He has to make 199 in 3 months.
Ozempic. If I get on some drugs.
199. He would have to have an amputation, I would think, to get there. No, maybe a leg.
I might have to lose a couple of body parts, but you know what? I'm
Change
just
of
gonna-
habits. I mean,
one day at a time. This is no time for lectures about or body shaming. We are here. It's the weekend. We're having a good time. And one thing is for sure. I mean, I think in the history of the Lunchbox, there has been, of this people on the set, none more, better looking and a better representation of a restaurant than Zena right here. She is, it is a beautiful place.
Certainly in the lead in 2024.
Yes,
no question. Yeah.
with beautiful people and beautiful food. So come on out here. It's 904 East Las Olas Boulevard. And now, I guess, a lot of Middle Eastern, or again, people who are maybe of a certain faith, don't drink alcohol or, certain things but here you have full bar, full liquor, and it is, in tune with the American spirit of hospitality, right?
Yes.
Yes, even though our food is halal.
It is.
Oh, yes. Our
you
food
have
is
halal meats.
Our alcohol is not.
Right.
But we do have a lot of Arabic people ask for a certain type of alcohol.
They do.
And I forgot the name of it. And I say, hey, let's carry it for them.
It's called Ada.
Ada. Yeah.
What is it?
Ada.
And what is it? It has actual. It contains alcohol. Or?
It does contain alcohol. I don't know much about it, but yeah, we're trying to get it in.
Yeah. So they do drink, and not everyone. Like, listen, as a Catholic or Christian, there's a lot of things that you're not supposed to eat meat on Friday. But guess what? Sometimes I eat meat on Friday. I forget. It's not everybody's perfect. We're all here on this world.
Everybody follows whatever dietary restrictions and laws that they want. And the way I always get around it, Frank, is it's already Saturday in Australia and Tokyo. So if you have a piece of meat right now, it's Saturday somewhere.
Just like
it's 5 o'clock somewhere right now. It actually is almost 5 o'clock here. We are going to be, we're doing a little bonus edition here, but we're going to replay this. So if you are watching it on our usual time, it means that I'm in New Orleans right now, probably also eating too much and probably imbibing. It's 5 o'clock there, but no, I'm really excited to get in here and start, enjoying some of the food. I guess now you and your mom, you get along, even though, I mean, it's not always easy to work with family members, but how do you two get along?
So I don't know. My mom's my best friend. It's hard not to get along with her.
The nicest lady you will ever meet.
Yeah.
It's so understanding, so caring.
It works out.
And so willing to give. And, like, she's like, I don't care if I make money. I just want to do this for my daughter and this. And you know what? That's a real amazing person. And you don't find too many people like that.
Now, in your time together working at Peter Pride, did you build up, some regulars there? And do they know that you're open here? Have you seen some of those faces and the customers from Peter Pride make their way down to Arabian Nights yet?
I have not seen it yet. No.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's been quite a few years since they had. I think it was 2020 they closed down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
During COVID.
Yeah, that's
so now 4 years later, it's kind of hard to.
No, that's all right, but that's why we got to get the word out that
exactly
this is here
that it's
and
mine
this is run by the same, great chefs and mother-daughter combination that was behind that, behind Peter Pride. So if you, were a patron of theirs, come on out and check this out because the food is just as tasty and again, a little bit different concept, a little bit more fine dining. But would you describe it as a fine dining experience or kind of casual with really good food?
Here?
Yeah.
I would say it's more sit down fine dining than it is casual, but it could also be casual.
It's like upscale
you know,
casual.
exactly
Right.
upscale. Thank you.
Upscale casual.
It's still Las
not
Olas. You still
fine
let-
dining, but
Sounds
we're
good.
upscale.
Right.
You want to
Upscale
dress
casual.
up a little bit. You want to look good, and you're going to get great service.
Like no one walks in here with flip flops.
No flip flops. We let Defo in with the shorts today, but that's his usual outfit. But it's again at nighttime, long pants and collared
Yeah.
shirts preferred. No flip flops or tank tops. But it's going to be a place that you're going to feel the sophistication because I could just see it around here. It's a beautiful location. He's cracking up.
I
I'm
always
feeling
love when
time.
he's kind of staggering there. Yeah, well, you could go to a spot, Mayo. I
You
mean,
know what? That's
if
a
you were
fine
struggling.
idea.
Yeah.
We've been.
Yeah, we're
on
going to get the food ready.
We're
gonna
The
get
next
the
food
segment,
ready.
We're going to get it out here, and everybody can try a little bit. And Zena can explain every dish because
Oh,
she
good.
knows it like
Yeah.
the back of her hand.
Yeah, and before we go to break, let me just put in the fine word about our sponsors with the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival, because it's not just a annual event in January. It is now year-round series of events, and coming up is going to be celebration of International Whiskey Day along with some barbecue. So it'll be barbecue and bourbon on March 27th down at the House on the River, that newly refurbished place right on the new river here in Fort Lauderdale. A couple of great pit masters are going to be cooking up some barbecue. Great mixologist Miles Robinson is going to be whipping up a bunch of great whiskey and bourbon drinks. And you can get your tickets right now at vlfoodwine.com. Again, vlfoodwine.com. You could also get tickets for next year's grand tasting at the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. The date, I don't even know it offhand, but it's Saturday in January, and early bird pricing is an unbelievably good deal. Go online, vlfoodwine.com. Get your tickets now for the International Whiskey Day event, March 27th, and other things throughout the year. They're going to have a burger month in May, the 954 burger month, vlfoodwine.com. Get your tickets now.
Arabian Nights, my friend. Can't wait to try the food. That's going to be great.
It is.
All right, we're going to come back with more from Arabian Nights right here on Las Olas in a moment.
Want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting? Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talarico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox. Comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. It's Mexican food with innovative twists, margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar, the place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you.
And we're back on the Lunchbox, coming to you from Arabian Nights, 904 East Las Olas Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, the place to be for all your shopping, dining, drinking, and just cavorting out about town.
It's always a great place, Las Olas Boulevard. Great memories. O'Hara's was my go-to spot down here.
Did that
many
used
years
to
ago? And of course, this
be-
was Mango's. A lot of
this was
people.
Mango's was an amazing
very
place back in
popular,
the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
And-
I go back a long way. 35 years since I moved to South Florida, and I remember Banyan's was down by where now it's the Chima, is it the
Chima, yeah,
the
that
Brazilian
place, did pretty well. I mean,
yeah,
since
and
it
then we
opened.
had O'Hara's, which was a great place for jazz and
O'Hara's
live
was
music.
good, yeah.
And then Mango's, which had a 25-year run, and then of course it had a little metamorphosis,
And that's
then
when
you,
I took it over.
you
yes.
stepped in
Uh-huh.
and then turned it into the Piazza Italia concept.
Yeah, when I took it over, it was basically closed down.
Yeah.
It was the second Mango's, though. It wasn't the original Mango's.
Right.
Some Italian friend of mine, actually, good guy, Bruno.
It's always tricky when you keep the name of an old place and people have the expectations of it being the same cuisine and vibe and all that. But then in this case, they turned it into just a complete Italian restaurant, and it confused people.
Yes, and it wasn't really 100% Italian because it has some, burgers on the menu and wings and Italian food. It just didn't have a real identity. And in my opinion, restaurants, they have to have an identity. If you try to please everybody, you please nobody.
Yep.
So, I think you stick to what you're great at and have your identity, and you know what? You'll get that niche crowd. Well,
I have a funny story about the second incarnation of Mango's, because at that point I was still the reviewer, the critic for the Sun Sentinel. I came in, I had what would be described as maybe an uneven experience, and I wrote a review that was a little bit critical.
uneven, yeah.
Again, it was Mango's, and but I did write that some of the food was good. So they unfurled a big banner right across the marquee in front, and it says "Good Food, Michael Mayo, Sun Sentinel."
Hey,
It's
they
like a
weren't
movie
lying, you
review,
just say
yeah,
that.
where the guy said, under no circumstance would I ever compare this movie to like anything good, and they just put, this movie,
No,
compares
but I
very
did
favorably.
say the food.
Yeah.
Some of the food was good. It was just a confused concept, and the service was a little uneven. But then, of course, Frank came in and changed up the name and the concept, and you've got it going here in terms of
He was
Piazza.
killing it. I mean, the people were jamming in here, even from the very beginning. I remember coming here for a few of your original
we
nights.
took off like a racehorse here when it was Piazza Italia. We first opened. I mean, we were doing 500 covers a night,
Wow.
and we started off great. And then COVID hit.
Yeah.
Right after. I mean, we were open maybe 8 months, and we were just catching our groove. And then I think we shut down for like 6 months during COVID.
I think it was from March till about July or September. When
then we were
and
open. We were able to do to-go food or something like that, but we didn't even do that.
Doesn't it seem like such a distant memory now?
Yeah,
thank God.
it was thank God it's over. But then when we reopened, maybe 4 or 5 months later, it just people were skittish of going out. We had lost a lot of money over. We didn't get our PPE plan. We were like
scrambling.
We're scrambling. We're going to hang on, or we just like a lot of restaurants just closed. But thank God I had the wherewithal to continue to pay the bills, because the landlords weren't saying, "Oh, don't worry about paying the rent." They're like, "No, we still want our rent, whether you're open or not."
So
here we go. We've got Zena back, and now
the
we
stars
of the show.
We got some food hitting, and these are the grape leaves, which are a little bit different from the ones that you usually find at some of the Greek joints around town.
Oh, these are amazing.
Meanwhile, Frank, we are glad that both Piazza Italia made it through, and now Arabian Nights. You turned what used to be kind of like it was like kind of an offshoot fine dining room that
turned out to be like an event room, for Piazza, or overflow room for Piazza. And we had this space, and I said, what, this space, needs its own identity, just like I was talking about earlier. If it had its own identity, if it had its own name, if it just had a different food, and what better than the Middle Eastern food?
Give
from
a little
Zena
variety,
and her mother Lena.
Here we've got
great.
Zena
Looks
is
great,
back
too.
with some of the hummus.
Sit down, Zena.
And the grape leaves, and let's get you back on the headset here, Zena, and talk a little bit about the fine food. And I'm gonna insist that Defo, you can use your fingers to grab one of these grape leaves, and they're warm. Oh, he's such a gentleman. He doesn't even want to go in there with his fingers. This is finger food. This is
if it was a chicken tender at the tiki bar, he'd go right for
classic
it. But he's
meze.
like, I got tablecloths here. Did I touch it?
I don't want to
May I serve you one, Frank and Zena?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. And
Why not?
get
These
one
are delicious.
lady and one for the gentleman here, and just describe to us, because when I came in here, I was like, wow, this is great because it's warm, and I'm usually used to having some of the cold grape leaves. So describe, is this more of the Syrian and Middle Eastern style?
Yeah, so we decided to serve them warm. These are usually actually served cold, even in the Middle Eastern room. But we decided to keep them warm because we want to give off the authentic vibe. We make these homemade every week or whenever we need to make them. And yeah, most of these joints out here, like, they actually use canned grape leaves. We don't.
So where do you get the leaves? They come into
we buy leaves, and then we actually stuff the leaves ourselves and roll them ourselves.
You can walk in that kitchen on any given
ourselves.
day, and you see Zena and her mother like rolling the grape leaves with the rice, and the flavor is incredible. And it's like,
I'm going to read the menu description. It's 5 pieces of homemade grape leaves stuffed with rice, tomato, onion, parsley, flavored with lemon juice and olive oil. Again, that elegant simplicity, and it just pops in your mouth. I mean, I love the flavor.
Yeah, really, really.
And you
good.
can tell it's homemade. It's like you can't buy this, at a store.
It's typical Frank Talarico, man, where it's far beyond what your expectations would be, and always on the favorable side.
Now,
delicious.
Who makes these? Is it your mom, or is it your aunt? Is it, or combination of everybody?
It's my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's my mom's recipe.
Could taste the soul.
We need you to dive in with a heavy dose of that hummus, also, Mr.
Well, I guess we got some of the pita bread here.
Yeah.
And one is
go ahead.
What's the difference with the two?
Zena will tell you. She's a
so this one's the hummus, and that's the baba ganoush.
Oh, we got baba ganoush.
That's your favorite, right?
Now,
you didn't recognize that? You talk about it all the time.
Well, of course, but let's give you a little quiz, because Zena went over it earlier.
Yeah.
What's the difference between hummus and baba ganoush?
The name. I don't know.
Defo, as we know, hummus is made from mashed chickpeas, and baba ganoush is eggplant mashed up.
Oh, okay. Very
and
good.
It is
looks great.
Quite the very popular at all kinds of different restaurants. But here you've got your own little spin on it.
I'm a big eggplant fan, so
and you can take a little.
What I like about this baba ganoush, growing up in Dearborn, Michigan, is that baba ganoush tends to be very bitter in most restaurants. It has that bitter aftertaste, where this one is a little bit more smoky. It doesn't have that bitter taste.
give it a
and
shot.
it's delicious.
Now you're supposed to mix it up so that the olive oil kind of disperses through the barbecuenish.
It's honestly your choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just kind
But
of.
that's interesting.
I'm kind of like Rain Man.
just
I
ruined the
just
dish,
start.
yeah.
It's a good idea.
I didn't ruin the. Jeez.
No, actually, it's perfect.
No, it's
you
a
know.
great idea.
I like a little extra olive oil.
It's
on-
kind of
Me
like
too.
On
the
everything.
even distribution of the blueberries in the muffin in the movie Casino. You need the even distribution of the olive oil in the baba ganoush.
Gina
and
was
then-
horrified when you made that move. Let's be honest about it. Yeah.
She's like, that would never happen at our dinner table.
Tell me,
You'd be
Gina,
thrown out of any
She's being
mosque
very
and,
polite right
is
now.
there any particular olive oil do you use? Is it like from the Middle East, or are you using the Italian olive oil, or does it matter?
So
No, we're using Middle Eastern extra virgin olive oil.
Excellent. And does that come from Lebanon, or what's the?
We we actually go to the Arabic store, and
there's
buy
actually an
extra.
Arabic store that sells Middle Eastern products. I think it's out in Tamarack. I'm sorry, Plantation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell this has that little different zing than the chickpeas.
You haven't tried that yet.
No, but I'm about to.
All right.
I'm
Can't
gonna
make the
need-
comparison. Though. You have them both. I mean, come on, man.
I'm going to
You
reach
can't
over
fool this audience.
and be very rude and take the setup from Zena because I'm
Now you're going to do the stir fry thing again?
No.
No.
Because
All right.
you made a face
Yeah.
like I didn't know what I
No,
was
Zena
doing.
was horrified. She was. I mean, she almost had to get
So
up and
now-
walk away.
I'm just going to go in with this clean fork. Let
Okay.
the record reflect,
See if we
Defo, because he
But the
doesn't
olive
like.
oil, you got to mix the olive oil.
I don't like
in
when he puts his whole hand in there. You know,
These guys get
it's
me.
not past him. Trust me.
There we go. This is the hummus.
All right, here's
plus
your
this
comparison.
chickpeas.
All right. Mike Mayo, ladies and gentlemen.
Creamy, smooth, delicious.
We all wait for him to, sort of catch his breath and then say something about
there.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
which,
you know what? What thing I like about Mike Mayo? He always says it like it is. Even if it's not great.
Sometimes it's unfortunate. Though.
Yeah,
I mean,
he'll tell you in his own nice way. But when you hear
Try to be diplomatic, but
but
there's nothing to be
he goes to
diplomatic
his
about. This
ex-wife's
is
house.
delicious hummus, delicious baba ganoush, delicious warm grape leaves.
His ex-wife cooks a meal that would satisfy, the most hoity-toity of human beings, and he immediately tells her too much salt, and that's it, right? That's his only comment after she serves him, like lobster foie gras and all of this.
Hence
stuff. I mean,
ex-wife, and my
yeah.
time is now limited in terms of going back there for holidays.
So what
But
do you think of the hummus now?
I said it was creamy, smooth, and
Oh, okay.
delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very good.
You can put that on a banner out front.
Frankie doesn't need this kind of publicity.
No,
I mean,
but
his
listen.
reputation speaks for itself. Here.
No, I'm very well, understanding of Middle Eastern food. And, Mike Mayo's right on the money. That is creamy. It is smooth.
Let's give it a
It
shot.
is delicious.
I guess
And you can taste it's, just fresh and homemade. It's not lumpy. You go to some of these Greek restaurants, you see the chickpeas are still not
Yeah.
ground up.
right.
And it's kind of really garlicky.
Yep.
This has that perfect smoothness, that perfect flavor.
There are some places that go for that rustic cut of the, with the little bits of the chickpeas and the garlic. But I'm a smooth guy. I like, it's like peanut butter. Do you want chunky or smooth? Me, smooth.
I've always
operator.
been a smooth operator myself.
Is it something that it's just what you grew up with? I mean, in your household, was it that this has always been the family recipe?
Yeah, I mean, no, not the family recipe, but I've grown up eating hummus myself, like since I was really young, and like I'm a self-made chef, I guess I would say. Like
Okay.
I just literally cook myself, and I taught myself throughout the years, and I created my own recipe with hummus.
Right. So now you said you had Syrian and Saudi Arabian heritage, but you grew up here in the States, right? And so you
Yeah.
kind of are, I guess, more in tune with, what will be, popular with American taste.
Well, saying that, Mike,
Right.
one year I had a
Right.
Christmas party. I think you guys might even been there. I know you were invited at my house on the Intercoastal, and I catered it from Casa Calabria. And of course, Zena brought, her famous hummus that she made literally right before she showed up to the party. She brought
Nice.
this bowl, and I had the pasta, and I had the meatballs, and I had, the antipastas, and I had calamari, and we had the hummus right there. Literally within 1 hour, the hummus was wiped out. Right? Everybody's going for the hummus.
Wow.
Right.
My meatballs are still sitting there, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going
That's a
on?
surprise, yeah.
It's a revolution.
Yeah.
And
So
then-
yes, it's definitely.
But people are open and excited to try new flavors, and that's, I think, the bottom line is that if you're going to be down here on the boulevard and you're used to just seeing the steakhouses or the chain restaurants or Italian, which no matter how good the Italian is, man does not live by pasta alone. And if you do, you end up looking like me. If you eat all this stuff, you can end up looking like her. So I think it would be a much better alternative.
Yeah, you're right there. I mean, that's a fairly easy draw.
Let me ask you a couple of things, Zena, because there are some things on the menu that people might not be familiar with. Kibbeh and Kibbenaya. So what are those, and do those sell a lot? Are they popular?
They're actually a lot more popular than I expected.
Okay, which is good news. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like really shocked.
And what are they? Because I know what they are, but most people have no idea what kibbeh or kibbenaya is.
If I ask Defo, he's going to say it's cat food or something along that. Kibbeh and bits.
No. What is it? Lamb?
So I always explain the kibbenaya as like basically a beef carpaccio because it's raw lamb, actually, not beef, but it's raw lamb.
Did I have that right?
Yes.
Mayo?
Yeah.
I mean, I told you I worked in a Moroccan restaurant for years.
He knows things.
I always describe it like the differences, like with the kibbenaya, it's like everything's already mixed in. You don't need to like add anything to it. It's already ready for you to try and eat.
And it's ground lamb. Does it have a little bit gamier?
It's like a steak tartare.
Steak tartare, but made out of lamb.
Right.
Yeah.
But do some people say, oh, lamb is too gamey? I've happened to find lamb like a great meat. I love lamb chops, but in the kibbenaya, it's
traditionally made with lamb. You know, a lot of people make it with beef, but lamb is actually a lot more more flavorful, number one. Number two, more tender, especially when it's eaten raw. Maybe it's gamier when you eat it cooked.
Okay.
But when it's raw, it's totally different. And the kibbeh is totally different. It has like the same name, but it's a whole different.
It's cooked though.
It's more like a fried.
It's a fully cooked.
Yeah. You're gonna try one. And it's coming out, I think. Right?
Yeah.
And that again, it says 3 pieces of ground meat made with beef mixed with bulgur wheat, onions, and spices, then shaped into patties and deep fried. So it's almost like the falafel ball, except it has different interiors, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there you go.
You're doing good today.
I'm okay.
Well versed in food. Mike Mayo,
he doesn't need me. Mayo, he's all over it. No doubt about it.
He studied this before.
I've been around the world. Unfortunately, I've never been to the Middle East or any of the countries there. Or
one of the
Israel.
big dishes I remember in this Moroccan place I worked was lamb with honey. Is that like a common thing? They made a dish with cooked lamb with honey.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah,
it's like our Parmesan cheese with honey.
It was one of the few entrees they actually had. The other thing was lemon chicken was like huge, and they would bring like a whole chicken to the table, and it was basically very simply made. And that was one of the big entrees out of like 4 or 5 entrees that they had as the main course. That was it.
Moroccan, of course, Lubie was there this past year. That's Northern Africa. And then when you get around into the Middle East there, you get some of the different spices. Like in Morocco, they use there's a lot of the za'atar and some of those other spices. And Middle Eastern, it seems like it's, again, more vibrant citrus, lemon, and parsley and things like that.
So we actually do also use za'atar. So we have lebne on the menu.
Okay.
And I don't write it on the menu, but I always talk to the customers and I, ask them, do you guys like it tossed with za'atar? Do you guys like it tossed with mint? So we just do that. A lot of people also ask for it. We have it in the back and we just make it for them on the spot. So we use those same spices as well.
There you go. And so you mentioned labneh, which is kind of like a yogurt kind of strained.
It's a yogurt-based dip. Yeah.
And again, you mix it with the spice and you get the flavors of the Mideast. It's
exactly.
Beautiful. I know like in some of the Persian or Iranian cuisine, they use some of like the pomegranates, is it, or is it?
We use pomegranate too.
And sumac is a big spice.
We also use sumac.
Okay. Yeah. So all these things.
Oh, here's Lena. I'm going to have Lena join in.
Okay.
Because she's also one of the master chefs and creator of.
I tell you what,
Arabian
let's take
Nights.
our second break, and then we're going to welcome to the show, Lena. Yeah. Take your time. We're going to do.
But do you want to try a hot? Before you take a break,
right.
maybe we try a nice.
Do a big bite.
I'm not going to do a big bite because it's going to be hot.
And with the tahini
and
sauce.
the tahini. Okay, let me get the tahini
get a little
going.
Here
we go.
This is the falafel. And
this is falafel.
Zeno will let you know what
straight up
is.
falafel. Not the.
And Zeno, what is falafel? Because a lot of people.
Falafel is basically chickpeas fried, but with spices, Mediterranean spices.
Right,
and it's actually raw chickpea. It's not cooked until it's fried.
So you throw it into the middle of the thing. I'm not doing a big bite here, Lou, because here's what I want to do because I want to show people. First of all,
So you should save it
let's
for
That's
that.
the
garnish.
kibbeh we're
That's
talking
the
about.
kibbeh. Maybe
Yeah.
I might do a big bite with
Yeah,
that. But
you
this
need
is. I want to show people the middle of it because usually, sometimes it's a.
Real
It's
good.
kind of a green.
Yeah.
It's and again that is from the parsley, I guess, or
Parsley and cilantro.
and so you get a kind of bright green spring-like
Good plump.
color.
Yeah, very nice.
Very delicious. I don't know if you heard.
I heard
do
the
it.
crunch.
I was going to do another
incredible.
Yeah, I
crunch.
heard the crunch too.
People
When you
apparently,
hear the crunch, you know it's good.
like it's called ASMR, which I don't even know.
ASMR, yes.
You know what it stands
Yes,
for?
yes.
There's
That's
a
like
whole.
the young crowd right now, the ASMR.
They let some people are going wild because when I ate the fried chicken the other day at Batch, I did it and I said it was like that very gentle crunch and crisp. And when I ate it, I got some comments on the chat line saying, "Ooh, I love the ASMR."
The ASMR.
I never even heard of
ASMR.
it. See, we're getting
thing.
old again.
The
So-
ASMR is when like something sounds very crispy and
But you do it at a
clear,
low. But you do it at
and
a,
it's usually done with food or objects like glass. You know.
some people
things.
whisper and they do it. And I said,
Yeah, a lot of people
We're gonna
whisper.
do the
People are
ASM
screaming. Just eat
we're
it.
gonna do
Why,
the-
what are you doing?
Tifa, we're
You're
gonna do
unbelievable.
It's
gonna
like a
do-
satisfying
we're gonna
sound. You
do
get to
the
hear every single little sound.
ASMR bite of the falafel here at Arabian Nights. Everybody quiet, please, for
Calling a
Friday.
golf tournament. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
How's that?
ASMR.
Wow, that's it. We got some
She
ASMR.
knows. I
Some
think
ASMR.
she knows. We got to get the younger crowd involved with the lunchbox here.
What is all this?
We're hip to the times. Oh my
Oh, we're gonna
God.
put it right.
They're gonna
the
slaughter
mixed
us.
grill. Oh my
It's
god.
we've got Lena has put out the whole menu
Okay.
on one platter
Okay.
in true lunchbox style. Let's take our second break.
Look at all that.
We'll
Wow.
get in here. I see lamb. I see
Lamb,
beef
kebabs,
kebabs.
all
I
kinds of
see
good stuff.
chicken.
Nice.
I see it all right here at Arabian Nights. So let's take our second break there, Lubie, and we'll come back and dive
With
into
Lena. Lena's going to be joining you
Lena
on your
and
next
Zena,
break.
mother-daughter combination here at the Arabian Nights after these words on the lunchbox. It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me. I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox. We're Arabian Nights, 904 East Las Olas Boulevard. You can find it kind of right next to Piazza Italia. And now it is our pleasure to welcome to the Lunchbox Lena, who is the mother of Zena. And welcome and thank you for having us out here. How's it going today?
Of course. I would love to have you guys.
No, you are, putting on a wonderful display of Middle Eastern Mediterranean hospitality. Tell us a little bit about yourself, because I know Zena was telling us that you kind of work with her at a different restaurant.
Yes.
And were you born in Syria or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know it's like the situation there is a little bit dicey, but you came over to the States and were able to.
Since from 29 years.
Okay, 29 years. And
So,
how did you get into cooking? Did you cook professionally before, or it just became?
it's coming like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I like to make
Like
to
mother
cook.
like daughter, or like daughter like mother.
But I don't like to make sweet much. I
No,
can do.
you're more
but
of the savory side.
I'm more with this. And when happened, I know I'm very good with this, Frank,
Yeah.
because he tests my food. He tell me, Lena, I'm from Michigan. I know how to test the
He
food.
knows.
He, like, gave us
Dearborn,
the check
Michigan.
mark.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So Frank,
He
he's
gave
pushed
you.
me. Yes,
Yeah, it's
to,
great.
Yes,
And I'm
actually.
glad that he's able to
Yes,
get
he
you
is.
guys
Yes.
back in business, because I know it
I
was a little
know.
rough with the pandemic and after the whole
Yes.
Peter Pride. Defo, what do you think of Lena and all her cuisine? What's your
Tremendous,
favorite
display.
dish? Yeah,
I'd be curious to try the lamb chops. I'm a big
we're
shish
gonna
kebab
get there.
guy. I
We'll-
love any kind of kebab food. That's always great. And the hummus was outstanding. I mean, fresh as a daisy, really, really good. And everything we've tasted so far has just been fantastic. Right, as Frank Talarico described, you were not going to find better Middle Eastern food than you will right here at Arabian Nights.
Oh, that's too much.
not on Las
You don't
Olas
try
in downtown.
fattoush? How about this name fattoush? So
Fattoush. Now, what is
that's
fattoush?
special. In next month, Ramadan, in Islamic ways, they eat most of time fattoush every day.
What is fattoush?
When-
It's a meat.
It's
Fattoush.
No, it's salads.
It's like when you have a big
Oh,
butt.
it's just a salad.
Oh,
Okay.
Just a
Yeah.
salad.
Yeah.
I automatically see these things in
have
there, and I
to-
didn't know.
That's pita chips. on
Pita
top.
chips.
Those are
Okay,
great.
like fried
Those are
pita chips.
traditional. Yeah.
I picked one up this time.
Unfortunately, I'm allergic to salads, so I'll have to stick with all the meats and the fried food.
Okay.
Making a joke. No, I will have some salad.
I
But I
know,
do want to
I know.
continue because I know Zena was very, I guess,
Passionate.
enthralled with the whole ASMR display,
Yeah.
and I wanted to do it with the kibba. And
Okay, yeah.
so I'm going to go quiet again. We're going to be on the 17th green at Augusta National. We're going to go AMSR with the kibba at Arabian Nights. That's really how they do it.
It is.
And that's
It is.
delicious. We got a little ground beef with bulgur wheat and some. Is there mint in here or onions or just some other?
And onion, yeah.
Okay. Well, my taste buds are
Onion.
off. It's late in the day. We've been doing a double header,
Onion.
but delicious kibba. And then we're going to dive into the meat in a second. But tell us a little bit about how it's been going. And, it's been a while since you were working in a restaurant in a kitchen, but these are some long hours, right? You
I
gotta
love to do this.
Yeah?
Yes. It's my place.
Did you learn from your mother or what?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That happened when I start cook with my husband. He told me, "Awesome, Lena, how you know to do this?" I don't know. Just coming like that. I love to cook. This is it.
It's
Yeah.
obviously something that runs in the family.
Mhm,
Yeah.
for sure.
This
And
is
Zena like me, and Zena different way. She's very professional, and for me, like old
Mhm.
school.
Mhm.
Maybe she's in your school, so she's really good how to
Now you
to
you have other
present
family
it.
members
Yes.
that help also in the
Here,
kitchen or
there,
do
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all
Our
together
family
like a
helps us
family.
prepare it and everything.
Yes, everybody like they're
Yeah.
inside like a family. Yeah, I would like to work with family. If not, I couldn't work.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's good to be
they're
surrounded.
so lovely.
I guess it's part of the culture too that you want
Yes,
to.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. And again, if you come in here to Arabian Nights, you will feel part of the family because it's very warm, inviting, welcoming place. I know I felt that the first time. Defo, are you feeling warm and welcome? You want to grab
No,
a? Why don't
I'm
you
hoping
go?
you try some of this food before the end of the show because we
Well,
got to get out of here.
what would you like me to do? Would you like me to reach over and then you will
No, go ahead.
berate me
Yeah.
for my ill manners? What if I've
we don't
been
have
raised
time for
by
that.
wolves?
Just grab something. The
Grab
family's just-
something. Here, wait. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to
You want
grab
to try
chicken
the
because
chicken?
you're a chicken guy.
Yeah.
So here's the chicken for you.
No, you have that.
No,
you,
I
you
don't
try
want
it.
the
I
chicken.
got to get out of
You
here.
try
I
this.
still got to
He
go
wants
meet.
to try the lamb
He's
chops.
still
That's
gotta
what I
eat.
heard.
Yeah,
him
yeah.
say.
He doesn't want to eat. He says he wants to eat. He
He
doesn't
said
want to
he
eat.
doesn't
No,
wanna
I'm
eat.
good. I'm good. I
This is
okay.
very good, by the way.
yeah.
Okay. Well, in that
It's all
case,
on Mayo. This one.
And the curly fries, Zena.
Ooh, nice.
okay,
She
curly
likes
fries. That's an
curly
American
fries.
touch. I see there. This is the shish kebab, the
The beef
lamb
yeah,
beef
kebab.
beef
kebab.
kebab.
Okay, and I'm just going full on
The kefta
eating with
kebab
my
here.
fingers.
That's
There you go.
Arabic way.
Oh,
Anyway.
the shrimp
Yeah.
looks great
The
too.
Even
shrimps,
it has very nice flavorings, seasonings,
and
spices.
that's kefta kebab.
Kafka
If you
kebab,
want
which is
cake.
kind of like a ground lamb,
Yes.
right?
Campo, yeah.
And we'll get to the actual lamb chops in a minute. But yeah, anyway, come check it out for yourself. You can see you're not going to leave hungry if you order some of the platters and other mezes, as they call them.
Maza,
The
yeah. Maza.
maza, yeah. I came close. My pronunciation sometimes is a little off.
Maza like this. So it's not main course. This one.
Right.
This one not maza.
Appetizers, main
This one
course.
maza.
That's how we'll say it.
Yes.
Zena, thank you so much for having us out. Lena, thank you for
Great
coming
spot.
out.
Of course, you're
continued
very welcome.
success.
Frank
Every
Talarico.
Wednesday. I'm sorry. It's is it Thursday?
Wednesday through Sunday.
Wednesday through Sunday. Come on out from 5 o'clock on, and it's going to be late night. The kitchen is open late till midnight. Get your hookah lounge going with all the drinks, and I can say check it out. It's something different, and we always like something different. All right, for Mike Lubie Lubitz and Jeff Defo DeForest, it's Mike Mayo saying, have a great weekend, everybody, and enjoy every hummus, baba ganoush, and kibba, and every sandwich. Enjoy every sandwich and kebab.
Thank you for